Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing today? Hey. So I'm going to talk to you guys about something I learned out of an old Navy bosun mate manual. It's called a single bowline on a bight. When we talk about bowlines on the bight or anything on the bight, that means that we'll tie something in the middle of a piece of line, right? So the bight of a line is anytime that the line lays parallel to each other, right? So when we're talking about tying a bight, that means we're not using our working ends or our bitter ends. We're just gonna use the center of the, wherever we bend the line at, right? So that would be a bight. And anytime you make something like a standard for the people that know, a bowline on a bight would mean that neither of my ends are available to me. I can't tie them. So I would make that, if I'm making the standard, good old fashioned bowline in the bight. Ooh, thumb's not working today. I'd be doing something like this to create a bowline in the center of the line, right? And I use neither of the ends to accomplish that, neither of the bitter ends or working ends. So I tied it in the bight. So one thing that a lot of people will know how to do is they know how to tie a trucker's hitch, or they like to tie a trucker's hitch. And a trucker's hitch involves using a slip knot, right? Well, that's what you would usually make your loop for a slip knot, which is great. But if you get directionally challenged, if it gets wet, it can swell. Not my favorite thing to use when I make a trucker's hitch. I'm just not a fan of using that. So what I like to use, and you could use the regular old bowline on a bight with 2 loops. Not really my favorite though. I like to use a single bowline on the bight. There's a couple of names out there for it, but I'm gonna use it with the single, just like the Navy calls it. And I'm gonna demonstrate it for you guys a couple of times. I can show you here how I'll do it, and then I could show it from you overhead. So basically, kind of hard to show it this way because it's gonna be opposite to you. But my first loop is gonna be an overhand loop facing me. My second one is gonna be an underhand loop. I'm gonna take this standing part here and bring it over the top, and I'm just gonna reach through and grab my loop. I use neither of the ends, okay? I have a secure loop in the end of that. And it's like a bowline, it's easy to take apart. If I just lose the lever here and I just create that, I can pull the loop back out. Now it comes all apart. So I'll show you from above. I'm gonna use this piece of, I'll probably use this piece of line. My orange line isn't available right now, which shows up better on this table. We'll see how it translates. It feels really dark in here today, so we'll see how that translates. So I'm gonna go ahead and shift the camera now. And if I can do that, I don't know, they changed all of this around, so who knows how this is gonna work. Maybe I'm not gonna do that. Oh, Instagram, why are you messing with me? Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, so I have my 2 ends of my line here. At this point, they'll both be bitter ends, so I'm not gonna use those, but I am gonna use the bight. So what I'll do is, I'm gonna make an overhand loop here. Okay, and I'm gonna make an underhand loop here. Okay, I want my underhand loop to be a little bit longer, right? Like, so it's almost like a pretzel, right? I'm gonna take this one in my right hand and I'm gonna lay it over the top. That could be super long, it could not. And then I'm gonna bring this one through and just cinch it down, right? And I'll show that to you guys again. Okay. And now I have this loop in the line that has the same characteristics and qualities as a bowline, okay? Comes apart quite easily. So I have neither of my ends available. I'm gonna make an overhand loop, and I'm gonna make an underhand loop. Maybe you could think of them as bunny ears, right? So I have this long piece of standing line. I'm gonna bring it right through here, bring this right through, right? And here I can see kind of the characteristics of the bowline, right? I'm gonna cinch it down. And now this is what I like to use when I'm making my, if I'm gonna make my trucker's hitch. This is the loop that I like to use. Okay. Show you guys again. I wish I had my orange line available, but currently it's being occupied for another job, so this is what I got to work with. Again, so I like to present when I present, or knots. I like to put my fingers together just so I can have an idea of what I'm looking at right here, straighten it out. So I'm gonna take and present. I'm gonna make overhand loop. I'm gonna put myself a little bit more. Underhand loop and an overhand loop. Okay, I'm gonna lay it just like this. I'm gonna take this part of the standing part of the line that's in my right hand. I'm just gonna lay it over the top. Okay, I'm gonna bring this loop up through here. Okay, pretty simple. Gives me a nice loop in the center of my line. Okay, it's not gonna come out. It's fairly easy to get undone once I need it to get undone. It doesn't take a lot of I don't have to stick a marlin spike in there or anything. And it's just a simple way. There are lots of ways to make loops in the bight of the line. And so I'm not telling you this is the best or the greatest. This is just the way that I do it. I'll demonstrate it one more time. Try to keep this under 5, 6, 7 minutes so that people don't get too bored. Again, with my right hand, make an underhand loop. Well, I'll take for myself some more. Underhand loop, overhand loop. Wait, sorry. And then under, okay. I'm just taking this standing part and laying it between the center and bringing one loop through the other. And you could actually do it just like that if you want. Come on that bottom side, right? But I'm achieving the same thing. And now I've got this nice loop in there, easy to take apart, right? This is gonna be my, if it gets really tight, I just need to make sure that I can open this up a little bit. Then I can pull on these two parts and we're good to go. So it's a way to do what I call a single bowline on a bight. And so it's just another method, right? No one tool totally works the same for you. I don't know if it's any stronger than a bowline on a bight. It just doesn't have two loops, right? And sometimes you don't want those two loops. You just want a single loop. But if you were, we've used it before where we had used a bowline on a bight to create like a safety line, right? Where people could put clips into like their carabiners. So, you know, we've used it as like a backup line. So, you know, it can work for you either way. But when I'm making a trucker's hitch, that's the way that I do it. I love to use that single bowline on a bight. If you look in any of the 1980s or below bosun mate manuals, you'll actually find that in there. So that's my quick tutorials for today. It was great to see you guys. I haven't been doing much videos and that stuff. A lot of stuff going on in life, but I hope that helps you out. If you guys got any suggestions, any questions, anything you'd like to see, be sure and send me a message, comment, whatever you want. And that's all I got today. Hope you guys have a good week. Sun is shining. It's a cold fall morning in Oregon. It's not raining yet, so sorry, that's good. That's good. All right, guys. Peace. Have a good day. We'll see you guys later.